Hi, Swirls. Welcome to our MC Swirl podcast.
Hello, Charles. Well, I would like to say with today's topic.
Oh my God. Wow.
Hey,
This is the
Mishi,
week.
wait, what? Pick up the phone.
Hello. Oh my God.
Then you're supposed to say, what's that?
Oh.
Why not?
Even Coco got scared.
Anyways,
Look at you. You
so
scared
for
Coco
today's
now.
topic, it's going to be something fun, a little bit more fun.
Yes.
As you guys remember from our last podcast, we talked about the scary movies.
Yeah.
One of the things is that I'm introducing my wife to the series of the scary movies, um, which I'm surprised that she didn't know about. That the same people that made the scary movies actually made White Chicks, which is a movie that you love. Um, a lot of people, this is more for like millennials generation.
Yes.
Because the movie is actually super, super fun. It's actually based on references from like different. I say too much scary movies because I don't want people confusing them.
Okay.
Because the thing about it is that, like I was explaining my wife, is that the parody. They're movie parodies.
Yeah.
So usually they're focused on like different references on like actual scary movies.
Okay.
As you guys noticed on our in our thumbnail for this podcast episode, um, the very first movie was actually based in a very classical, modern, scary movie, American classic, which is Scream, which most of the movies based on an assassin that usually assassins teenagers, and he uses a very like kind of like a ghost face mask.
See, and here's the thing. I never watched those movies.
Of course, yeah, of course, I understand because you're not too much into
I'm
like
not a scary movie type of person. Ever since I watched El Despertar del Diablo, absolutely not. Nope. I mean, listen, I am never, I get traumatized. I cannot sleep. I get nightmares. I think something's watching me at night if I ever watch a scary movie. So when I saw that with the mask or whatever, I was like, oh, this is gonna be scary. So I've never watched it until I watched some of
the very first movie.
with you.
Yeah, of course, I fell asleep on the couch because I already watched this so many times.
I was laughing because I'm like, what the heck is this?
And you haven't even seen the second and the third one. The second movie is actually, I think, based on The Ring, and the third one it's actually based on The Mansion. It's kind of funny because last time I watched these movies, I was like a little kid. And that's the funny thing because the movie is so profane that kids shouldn't be watching this, but we're gonna be real. Most of us have the memories of watching this movie with our parents.
When I was watching the first one because you're like just try it. I was like, okay, fine. The first thing I thought was, what is it?
Yeah, but that's the thing. The thing about it is a parody compared to nowadays parody.
Yeah.
I don't think that stuff will fly around
No.
today's
With the
cancel
new
culture.
generation, they will get so butthurt with, oh, did you guys hear that? That's Coco growling. They're
So you
gonna
just woke
fight.
up, Napa is like right here looking.
Yeah, they're taking their normal nap. But what was he saying? For the scary movie.
Because
Yeah.
you only
Sorry,
watched the
you
first one.
distracted me. No, so
Because you only watched the first one.
so
You
yeah,
haven't
so
watched the second one.
when I was watching that, I said some of the things that I'm watching would be canceled so quickly in this generation.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Why with the people nowadays?
Yeah, that's the reason. And actually, I'm surprised that they're making the sixth movie. And actually, it's going back to the original creators. I forgot the name of
And
the
it's
twins.
gonna be interesting. Oh, Marlon and it's Dwayne,
Yeah,
the Wayne's brother.
Yeah, the Wayne's
And
brother.
I love their movies. Their movies
Yeah.
are like bomb. I love them.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that I don't know how they're gonna make it because, of course, one thing is that you want to make it,
Well,
but how is it gonna be approved?
and that's the
Put it in
thing. Now I
theaters?
want to continue watching all the movies just because I know it's them, and their minds are just so hysterical.
One thing for sure, though, it's the very first three movies that they made. I think the fourth and the fifth were made by other people, and that's the reason why nobody talks about the fourth and the fifth. Because
Okay.
this is still
So it's gonna be interesting then.
yeah, it's
So
like
but this one that's coming out, they made
oh
it.
yeah, they are working on it.
Oh my
And the
gosh.
funny thing,
That's crazy.
the only hope I really, really do hope that because they're gonna bring Scream again,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
the guy with the ghost face.
Yeah.
And actually, you watched the movie all the way today because I was asleep.
I watched it like halfway because I had I had to
Okay,
work.
you have to watch.
But I have
because
to
you
watch
gotta
the
know-
whole thing. I
you
don't
have
want you to
know-
spoil it.
You have to know who's the actual killer. Do
Okay.
you know who the killer is?
No, not yet.
Man, come on, man. You have to watch it now.
I'll rewatch it if you stay up with me and watch
Yeah,
it.
really watch
Be
it.
the same.
The thing about it is that
You guys, he fell asleep because again, give the guy some grace. You know that my husband works third shift, so he was so tired.
but this is the thing. The thing is that it's so funny because you didn't watch it all the way to the end. I thought you watched it all the way to the
So
end.
I
The
like
thing-
watching movies with you because you make it.
That's the thing. I only hope they actually bring the actor because I cannot say the name because it's gonna be a spoiling you the movie. Because the thing about it is that you had to watch all the way to the end because at the end of the movie they spoil who the actual screen face is.
Goodness.
Even as a kid, I was like, oh my God. Even if I watch it now,
You're gonna be the same
it's
thing.
gonna be the same thing because it's like it's just right there, and you never think about it. And the thing about it is that even though it's a parody and the movie is not supposed to be taken seriously,
Yeah.
when you notice who Scary Face was, sorry, Ghostface,
Yeah.
who the Ghostface is, like what? Like I'm not gonna lie to you, babe. It has way better drama than the actual movie because the actual scary movie, of course, it's scary and everything, but with me, I don't get scared that easily with like ghost faces. Like I like Assassin. Like for me, a good scary movie is like a thriller movie.
Okay.
I don't want to go watch, let's say, like for example, let's say The Exorcist, right?
Uh-huh.
Of course, The Exorcist.
Yeah. No.
But the reason why I don't like watching The Exorcist is because as a person who, well, this is a little bit of my background. As a person who used to practice hermetic alchemy,
Mhm.
and I was atheist before finding my way with Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
I'll tell you that one thing, guys. Actually, the living it's scarier
Done the dead.
than the dead. Like I can tell you from experience.
Yeah.
At least with the dead, I mean, for you to like actually beat them with the dead or like with any evil spirit, there has to be some kind of like contract or stuff. Well,
Huh.
that's a different podcast that we'll have to talk about. But the thing is, I don't want to get too into it because
Because we're
that's
talking
not-
about movies right now.
yeah, we're talking about movies, and this is something. But of course, you want to understand what makes a movie scary.
Right.
And the thing is that
And I don't like scary movies.
yeah, but the thing about it is that I like scary movies, but I like a good scary movie.
Yeah.
Like for example, the series of Jeffrey Dahmer,
Yeah.
that was a scary
That
movie because
is
that's
scary.
based on a real
Did
dude.
finish watching the whole thing.
But I finished like I loved it
No.
because for me that's an actual good scary thriller series
Because that happened.
because that happened. It's true. Like the series of the episodes of John Wick.
Yeah.
Wink. I don't want to say John Wick because I don't want to think
There's
people.
it's it's all of them. I feel like for me, oh, he's growling again. He's like, don't wake me up.
Yeah.
What? No, all the.
I'm so sorry if I get too excited. Just
No,
I
it's
love
okay.
movies and
I don't like
Things.
scary. I don't like scary movies because again, I get nightmares. For example, that stupid movie of that assassin of Jeffrey. I cannot stand. I can't even. I don't know. I can't even hear that name because it just makes me so angry.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The thing is that that's what makes a good, a scary movie is because the character. But the thing is that what makes it scary for this specific series because it was real.
So what? So this movie, the one that the Winter are doing, what's this called again? Scary movie,
It's
right?
Scary Movie 6.
Okay.
Because it's supposed to
Because
be.
I was like, is that Scream? Is that
It's
scary?
it's actually it's an actual
Okay.
like it's based on an actual movie.
Okay.
But the thing is that the movie is actually based on this guy that he's actually an assassin, but it's not based on real story. It's just an assassin that usually hunts teenagers, I think. And
Oh, you know what was
Yeah.
hysterical? Were the slow motion scenes. Where
oh yeah, because
that was so cringy.
every scary movie in the every single scary genre movie, there's always the people that they run from the killer, and it's like, where you going, bro?
Yeah.
It's like that mean, where are you going? What are you running?
Okay, that's exactly what yeah.
And it's like, well, I mean, of course, if you actually take into consideration, if you are actually about to get killed and you're like in the heat of the moment and you
Uh-huh.
actually try to run from an actual threat, you really don't think about it. And
Uh-huh.
then it's like, and that's a big reason why whenever people get lost, like in the Appalachian Forest,
Yeah.
have you aware of like the stories of the Appalachian Forest in here in the United States?
Not really.
Oh my goodness, babe. Oh my goodness, I gotta teach you more about American culture.
Yeah.
Going to the American
They
culture. Well, it's not so much about history. But I think it's
they
like,
taught that in school.
yeah, no, they don't. But the thing is that also because, like I say in the last episode, you are from the city. I'm
Yeah.
from Georgia.
Yeah.
Like, I've lived in Georgia, so the Appalachian Forest stories actually it's super relevant in the southern states, in the states of Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi. The thing about it is that in these areas of the United States, supposedly spirits live, and these spirits are evil spirits from the
Also, basically like the ranch of my grandpa, what the
yeah, but this is more for like Indian Americans. And compared to our countries, our back home countries, no, the Latino country, the Latinos, scary stories. This Appalachian is actually based on cultural stories from the Indian Americans. And I don't know about you, but Indian Americans were a little bit of brujos.
Yeah.
So I kind of like
It's facts.
now for me, I find that a little more scary because there is written proof from Indian Americans. It's not like, oh yeah, Fulano told me this and then Fulano told me no. There is actually stuff that have been recorded, not just by Indian Americans, but also by hunters and people who usually live in these areas. That's the reason why people who go to Appalachian Rainforest, in the Appalachian areas of the United States, they will tell you, if you live there or you buy a house there, they'll tell you if you hear somebody calling your name with your partner's voice or any familiar voice, don't you ever answer or don't you ever open the door.
Really?
Especially if you see an animal and the animal stands on 2 feet because because it's supposed to be Indian American ghosts.
So in what day, right? Where my mom is from, we have our huge ranch or whatever, right?
You can tell my story about this because
and so my grandpa, when he was living, all the cousins, we would get in the rancho and it's in this little countryside where even the lights go out and even the water. And so they all love scary movies, all my family. I am not a big
scary movies or scary stories.
No, movies and stories, everything combined.
Okay.
Over there, they believe La Llorona.
Of course, yeah. It's also similar to the same story in my country.
And so they used to say if you would hear the voice of a woman like super far away, that means she's really close. And if you hear the voice super close to you, it's because she's very far away. Now, there was one time that, my cousins were like, no, let's watch the Llorona, whatever. And we were watching it.
The movie.
When the movie ended, for some odd reason, all the lights went out. And you want to know what the funny thing is? This is going to be creepy. You guys pay attention. Next to the rancho, there's a church. The church that my mama goes to. Right?
Yeah.
So when there's un apagón, when there's like, how do you say, like an outage? When there's an outage throughout that whole entire place, everything in there, like every house and, everyone in that block, they all lose the lights, okay? And so when that movie ended, the lights of our ranch went out. There was just one place that the lights were still on, and that was church. And I remember it was a Wednesday. No, I'm lying. Friday night. And they were doing a vigilia or something in that church. And in that church was the only place that had light. Our lights went out the moment the move. And so I got scared. And I'm like, I should have been worshiping God because the church is right there. You're over here watching this guy. All my cousins, they were like, like those weeks. That so scared. My cousins, they would go. And then they were scaring within each other. And in our ranch, we have hammocks. And so I remember I wrapped myself in that hammock and I was hearing the worship song that was coming from that church. And I was like, oh my God, Jesus, please be with me. Please do not. So my grandpa was like, "Oh, la llorona," and I got even more scared. And I remember I was like, ever since that day, I promised myself, Lordy, never again. But then, no. And so every single time,
Did your grandpa grab the machetes and put it like a cross or
he
no?
would no, no. But
But
my
usually
grandpa
that's what they
would
do in
scare
South
us.
America.
No, my grandpa would scare us, and he would just laugh. He goes like, "The church is right there." And
Yeah,
I was like, "I know, I should have just
Yeah,
not to
because I
church.
don't know
What
if
am I
this,
doing
I don't know if
here?"
they do this in Colombia, but in Ecuador, whenever there is like evil spirits or like evil entities around areas late at night, usually
Yeah,
they will put like machetes, and they will put it like in
really.
cross, so like that they will like support.
I don't remember my grandpa doing that.
Yeah, that's fine.
We had all that stuff.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing. I think is that it's different because you were in Guatemala. You
Yeah.
remember that Central
They
American
really,
culture
they
is
just
different
thug
than
it
South
out. They don't really care.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the reason why in our Hispanic culture they will always say that whenever the abuelo would disappear en los cerros, they will usually fight for el diablo. It's like so I don't know if that's true, but
So my people that live in Guate, I don't know, or like my Guatemalan peeps, I don't know if you guys ever told the story about the duendes. So
yeah, those are the leprechauns.
okay, because in Colombia they don't really talk about that. We don't. It looks like they don't really get that. Yeah, but on Guatemala,
Ecuador,
so
the
I don't know
leprechauns.
what they taught you in Ecuador, but over there they would say that the duendes would come at night and they would make braids out of the tails of the animals.
Oh, really? No.
Yeah, and they would make like little sounds. So I remember there was one time that it was midnight, and of course, I mean we're at the ranch, and so I'm scared. I used to be scared because I'm like, oh my god, this is like, I know this is where my mom is from or whatever, but I'm scared.
No,
And so I go call my dad. I need to go back to Chicago because what is this? I was like, I want to go back home. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. There was one time I woke up and I cannot lie to you. I woke up and my grandpa, I didn't see my grandpa smirk or whatever. He was just like normal, but I saw an animal with the tail braided and I like screamed. And my grandpa's like, what happened? And now, I mean, I was a kid back then, but now I'm thinking, did someone just do that as a prank? Because that's crazy.
Well, for me, in the duendes, the story of the duendes or the leprechauns.
They're
The thing
scary.
the thing is that here in this country, in the United States, they're considered the leprechauns. Hey, look, and we were just talking about in our last podcast about St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that leprechauns in here is different than leprechauns in my country too.
Yeah.
Like for example, in my country, leprechauns don't mean, oh, these are just little dudes that are green
Yeah.
and they give you gold and this and
No,
that.
they're scary.
No, they're scary. Over there, leprechauns in Ecuador,
Yeah.
most of the time they usually prey on young women, very beautiful young women.
Stop, really?
And supposedly they rape them.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, that's the reason why usually when the young women go into like the los ranchos and all.
Yeah.
This is Ecuador story. This is Ecuadorian folklore.
Okay.
Usually you always want to have like a guy, I can keep them company at night.
Right. Oh,
Or
that's
at least have
interesting.
process so like that. Los duendes don't go close by.
That's
And
crazy.
usually they know, and the thing is that the woman wouldn't know that the woman didn't know that they got grapes. They will usually just know that they actually got molested by these entities
Mhm.
if they actually have the braids made.
That's
They will make
crazy.
them on the animals, but they will make them on the woman. And these braids will usually symbolize that you are property of the
Oh no, that's creepy.
Now, I don't know if it's true. From my family side, who live in the ranchos and the farms in Ecuador,
Yeah.
they never had the experience, but it's actually folklore that technically tells women, to protect themselves from like. Only I think it's
You
strangers.
believe in ghosts and stuff like that. Does like I know that there is something out there like the evil. I know
There's
evil.
evil in the world,
Yeah.
but that's the thing with me is this. The thing about it is that usually most of the time, like for example, in the story of the leprechauns over there in Ecuadorian folklore,
Yeah.
I usually would assume maybe that this is connected to for young girls who live in our states.
That's the reason because whatever
They're outside too long at night.
whatever the writers coming up to make these scary movies, that's just like
Well, you mean you mean the actual scary movies or the one that we're talking about that part of it?
the actual scary movies.
Yeah.
That's like you really need to have a really not mental state, not have a mental stability.
That's the thing. The thing about it is that
This should have never come up with that.
And the thing is that
Unless I'm seeing an exorcism right there.
yeah, but that's the thing. The thing about scary movies is that scary movies are amazing, but the thing is that most of the time, scary movies made by Hollywood, they have no taste. Like,
Yeah.
of course, okay, for example, if you're gonna make a scary movie, at least just make one movie. Don't be making a whole series about it, because then it's like, okay, well, technically that means that our scary ghost or a scary entity, I'm so sorry, it's just a joke. That's the reason why the funniest scary movies, the made by the what was the name?
The Waynes.
The Wayne brothers.
Yeah.
That's why it's funny, because it's like the first movie was hilarious, but then the second movie was more hilarious. Only the simple fact that it's a trope, it's a joke.
Right.
It's like if they don't become too scary once you see a ghost story, the same ghost story a second time.
Okay.
You see, so it's like, okay, let's say El Yacual, El Yacual.
Okay.
I think this is more like Mexican stuff.
I don't even know. I don't know what that is.
Well, I was gonna say, but I'm not too deep into this. Like, for example, La Llorona, right?
Yeah.
Let's say that you watch the first movie and this was a scary, and then they make a second movie with La Llorona, and then they make a third one. Eventually, the second, the third, the fourth is like, it's the same girl. Oh, that's not me. Oh. And then you start thinking about it. Yeah, I know. It gets funny, but you know what's the saddest thing? That even though La Llorona, it's a woman who actually lost her kids, each country has their own story.
Right.
Do you know what I start thinking about? Like, if I were to hear La Llorona at night, I would actually pray for her. Because you know what? You want to know what? No, listen. Because here's the thing, you never got introduced into the monology like I did.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that, babe, at the end of the day, don't you think that it's actually worse that a lot of women are losing their children nowadays, just like her?
Well, just compare that to La Llorona, because that's like, weird.
Well, but that's the thing. The thing about it is that, are you really gonna be scared of her, or are you gonna be scared of somebody who actually will commit the crime?
I'll be scared to the one that
you see what I mean? So the thing is that it loses its value, but then when they make more movies about this specific story, it's like, it loses its value because people start analyzing it. You become more desensitized from the actual folklore. It's just fun when el abuelo te lo dice. When the grandpa is like, sí, La Llorona te va a llevar por los pies. He's going to take you by the feet just because you're a kid.
Oh, imagine.
Good. Then go to sleep at 8.
Obviously, by 7 p.m.
Yeah. But then when you become an adult or a teenager, of course, you're still scared. You still have that memory that your grandpa told you. But then as you grow older and older, you're seeing that there's worse things out there in the world.
There is. And there is, especially nowadays, which I'm not going to get into.
Yeah, nowadays.
Well, what's happening right now, which I'm not going to talk about, but like it kind of,
that's scary.
That is scary.
That's scarier because
that fills me up with rage that if someone ever does a movie about what we're thinking right now, you guys know what we're thinking, because I know that you know what we know.
I think people know what we're talking about. What's scary in this actual scary movie. Especially now that we're talking about duendes and all those things.
You know, if that is what we're thinking about, the stuff that's going on right now that we're finding out on the news, into a movie, I will not watch it.
Yeah,
I will not watch it.
And the worst thing about it is that these people are not held responsible for it.
And they actually have the demon faces, if you could tell.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's actually more scary that when you depend on the judicial system to protect you.
Yeah.
They don't protect you.
You can't protect, they don't. And
but that's scary.
I know.
That's scary.
I know. And I just feel like, though, a lot of people love scary movies, and that's fine.
And the worst thing about it is
just some movies that shouldn't even be made.
And the worst thing about it is that they mock the name of Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the scariest stuff. It's like, it's not scary, but...
See, here's the thing. Anyone that mocks the name of the Lord, you're in for a really good treat. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, but anyways, let's go back into...
Let's go back into the movies. Yeah. We're already diving off into religion. I'm not going to touch that subject just yet.
Not yet. Unless our viewers want to,
know about
more, then that will be more like
I'm gonna take out my Bible and then pray.
It's not so much about that. It's just that we want to touch religion
Yeah.
a
Just a
little
little
bit
bit.
different
Mm-hmm.
because only
The thing is, I feel like anyone that, they think about our religion, they think, oh, they're gonna, they're one of those people that they're gonna make us check down the word. And no, 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 we're not like that. Trust me. No,
yeah,
absolutely.
but also we have to be careful because
But
actually
we need to, yeah,
we gotta be careful because we don't want to give the wrong message.
exactly.
Also, we are not.
That's why there's something called studying.
Yeah. Plus, also we are not like certified pastors.
No.
We are not like. Well, we're educated in the Bible and we read a lot of
Yes.
other books and everything, but it's not like I say, oh, I have a PhD in theology
No.
and Bible studies and I'm a practicing pastor. Like,
Exactly.
no, like me being pastor, the first thing I'm gonna tell you, I will judge you by your W2s. My God, that will be me. Like I am not working.
W2s.
Like, tell me, those of the penny want to pastor. You
I know.
are as blessed as W2s.
So what's the portion that you give it to the Lord? I'm sorry.
100% according to the Old Testament.
God damn. What? We're talking about 10% now.
Yeah, well, no, actually, according to what Jesus taught us,
Yeah.
you're not even supposed to give like 10%. You're supposed to only give like what you can afford based on your heart.
But I could only afford my heart at this point.
Yeah, no, but that's not how we practice. No, that's not how we usually practice. Usually we give 10% because I feel like 10% is good enough.
Yeah.
Because tithe, tithe
do.
is from like tenths.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I give 10%. But there are times when I really like I'm super tight on the budget, so I
And we're
usually
like,
just give when I can.
And
But
God
most of the time I do 10%.
we're getting off the topic for movies.
Okay, anyways. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying my best not to
We're
derail.
talking about the scary movies, and that's why all this topic came.
Okay, anyways. So yeah, going back to the scary movie. So yeah, and the thing about it is that I'm actually looking forward on the sixth one, the last installment, only for the reason being is that they, according to them, to the brothers, to the twins, they say that they're gonna make the movie so cancelable.
See, and I cannot wait.
They're gonna make question the status quo of Hollywood.
I can't.
And that's the reason why people are actually looking forward. I'm actually looking forward for it.
I can see a lot of butthurt teenagers be like, well, suck it up, buttercup. That's life.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The problem is that, and that's the thing. No, it's not so much about the fun. It's just more about.
It's gonna be them being woke.
It's not so much about
it's interesting the way that they're gonna make it, and I do want to see it because I want to see what type of references they're gonna add.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna have amazing references. The problem that I have with this kind of movie is so much about the backlogs that they're gonna have with Hollywood directors, editors, because at the end of the day, even though people wanna go watch the movie and they're gonna spend good money on the movie, low key. I'm gonna watch it on premiere night. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it on premiere night, but I don't think this movie is gonna stay on the theaters for too long.
Yeah,
only on the simple fact that the movie technically it's breaking a lot of rules. Comes into like what needs to be out there.
I have a question.
For example, somebody can easily sue the movie just saying that, oh well, I felt discriminated for the movie, suffer from depression, this and that. Like they can get into super. Like really bad news.
I can't wait. What movie, in your opinion, any type of movie, I'm not even talking about scary anymore, what movie you think is probably the most cringe to you, and another movie that you think it was just made because they just felt like making it and it should have never been made?
Oh my God. There's only one movie that nobody talks about.
Which one?
I know people will know about it.
What is it?
The Last Airbender. That movie, when I went to watch it, it was so garbage.
But the live action one, right?
Yeah, the live action one. No, not the series. The series was Jeff Bro, they could have done so much better, but
so much high hopes and it failed miserably.
Yeah, but that's the problem with this. The problem is that the person who directed the movie was a person who never watched the series, who never bothered to read the comics. That's what happens when you have directors just grab a project and they don't know like the main thing about the project. Now, for example, a lot of the series that are based on video games and anime, most of the time they have to base it from what the author wants. So, for example, One Piece. I gotta watch One Piece.
I love One Piece.
This is the reason.
I love One Piece, you guys. It's so good. And we watched it together. We watched the whole thing, and I loved it.
Yeah, but you know the reason why it's good? Because they actually went to Eiichiro Oda, which is the actual author, and the actual author was with the director oversighting the movie.
Really?
Yeah, the actual author was giving opinions, and Netflix say, yeah, just do what you gotta do. Why? Because, babe, one of the things is that sometimes you as an author, you don't want your baby be butchered.
Right.
By the directors that they don't know nothing about the series. So Eiichiro Oda actually put a lot of work into this live action series to the point that they already confirmed the third season.
What?
Yeah, with the same actors.
I just love movies.
But that's the thing. The thing is that the reason why, because Eiichiro Oda loves his work.
You know what I feel like it would be a good show to watch, or maybe I don't know how that could be alive though, like a live action movie. Cells at Work.
Cells at Work? Nah, I don't think that will work. I don't think that will work because it's mostly if they do a live action movie on that kind of anime, it's just gonna be what Blood Cells do.
Really?
That's something you don't know. There's certain things that you can.
Like that. If anyone is studying anatomy, Cells at Work is going to be your best friend because I love that.
Yeah, it's an anime, but this is an anime.
But that's an anime. That's an anime. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing about Cells at Work is that it wouldn't work as a live action. Only the simple fact that, I mean, they can try it, but it's not gonna work.
Right.
Trust me. There are certain things that they don't work as good as animation compared to live action.
My favorite movie of all time. I have two. Obviously, everyone knows it's The White Chicks, but I love The Mask.
The first one, because we're going to talk about the second one.
I love The Mask. It was so beautifully done.
Yeah, because the second movie of The Mask, The Son of the Mask, nobody talks about.
No.
We forget about that one. I don't like the second one.
And I'm also excited for the movie for Spider-Man.
I mean, you know what's fun?
I am looking forward to seeing my favorite couple of all time again in the big screen.
Yeah, but that's you. Me, I'm more because I'm a comic enjoyer.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward.
Because you already saw it. You already saw the comics. You already know what.
The moment I saw the Punisher,
you guys, with my husband.
Oh my goodness, I was so excited when I saw
Listen, y'all. When we go see movies, and I already know he read the comics, I have to remind him to be quiet because he's about to spoil the whole entire thing for me.
I'm sorry.
I make
him the media.
And so I make him go give more popcorn just so I can, enjoy it a few minutes. And then when he comes back, he was like, "See, I told you." And I'm like, "You were not even here." And then he's like, "This is what happened." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "You watched it with them?" And he was like, "No, I read the comics." And I'm like, "Well, then leave me alone."
And the thing about it is that when I know a movie is done because they're actually true to the original.
Yeah.
The original source.
It's like, for example, this is not a movie. This is more like a series. And, this is more of like a Latino. Cantinflas.
Okay, for example, I never watched that.
Wait, hold on. Rewind. What do you mean you've never watched Cantinflas?
I usually never enjoy.
Oh, honey, we're gonna have to watch Cantinflas. Have you watched movies of Vicente Fernandez?
No, either. I know. I'm like
Pedro Fernandez.
I'm ignorant on
La de la mochila.
I know the song, but I never watched like.
You never.
I never watched like Hispanic.
You're not Hispanic.
Well, that's the thing. The thing is
that is so sad.
That's the thing. Well, that's the thing. The thing is that maybe you watched it.
Oh my!
I'm sorry, but most of my life when I was young, I was in the school. It was military school.
You guys, if you ask me any novela, I will sing you. You could ask this to my husband. Do I not know almost every theme song of a novela?
Yeah, you do. It's so scary.
I know the plot. I know the actors, but everything that's novelas, everything that's Cantinflas, anything that's Vicente Fernandez, Pedro Fernandez, any movie with Chuck Norris, which, by the way,
I watch Chuck Norris. I know his movies.
And Bruce Lee.
Yeah, of course. That's
Jackie Chan.
That's actually the reason why people now.
Jackie Chan with his bestie, and is it Rush Hour?
Yeah, Rush Hour.
Even
though fun fact about the first movie Rush Hour is that Jackie Chan didn't want to work with.
I know who he is, but
but he didn't want to work at the beginning because they were just not clicking today.
But I love that and Fast and Furious. All the movies, I don't care. Familia.
Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing about Fast and Furious. For me, Fast and Furious was good all the way to Tokyo Drift, and maybe the fourth one acceptable. After the fourth movie, it
It's
was
like
good.
without the actual actor, not
It's
being
not
there
just that, but the
anymore.
thing is, I don't like it when they milk a movie series so much to the point that it's like,
I'm gonna do this for
what is?
family.
I mean, now people watch Fast and Furious just because it's funny, just to make fun of them.
Yeah.
I'll watch it just to make fun of them because it's like, what's even Fast and Furious now?
Especially when the guy was, I think, in the helicopter. He was like, "Wait, what's going on? What are you doing here?" Ah!
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna be in the next movies. I don't think it's gonna be the same funny tropes.
Yeah.
Only because he went through like a really bad divorce.
Yeah. Well,
I
we'll
forgot his
see.
name. Terrell?
Yeah, I think it's his name.
Terrell?
Yeah.
Terrell? I think so. Yeah, he went through a really bad
That's
horrible divorce. Like
crazy.
I was what
Or I also love my other favorite movie,
yeah, that's what
Big Mama. With
I barely remember that movie.
so you remember we watched Bad Boys, right?
Yeah.
Will Smith and what's his name again?
Will Smith. Oh, I am so sorry, guys. I usually am really good with like movies, remembering like movie names and titles,
Remember
but I don't remember
Will
the
Smith.
actors.
Well, the guy
I usually
was
go
Will
like,
Smith and the partner. So the partner has a movie of Big Mama, and I love his movie because it's just full comedy. That's the type of movies I like, and I
yeah.
like action. I don't like scary. Like I like the action. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know if this is considered scary. For me, it was never scary, but like Power Rangers or or the Beatles. I think it's called the Beatles, Boy Beatles or something like that. 10 out of 10.
I don't know. Wait, no, I don't know.
Power Rangers was never scary. So I'm like comparing it to like the movie. Like I love action and
I
all
don't
these
know
things.
what. I don't know the Beatles.
But anything that has action, anything that has
But
comedy, I'm down.
the one I'm gonna have to get you into is The Mummy.
I do not want to watch it. It already sounds scary.
Yeah, but it's actually pretty good. It's actually an action movie. It's pretty
I
good.
am not gonna watch it.
Well, they're making it the fourth.
I get scared. You could go ahead and watch it with your boys.
Me, I like the movie because it's a love story.
A love story. Oh no.
Rip
If
off.
it's no,
Old guy.
no.
And
If
they're gonna do with the same actors. I don't think the movie's gonna come back though. The evil mummy. Hopefully he comes back. Well, the thing.
You know what I find funny, and I don't like scary movies, but I like watching the reels. I don't like watching the whole thing. Chucky.
I have a love-hate relationship with Chucky.
He's cringy.
But that's the thing. When I was young, my dad actually scared me with Chucky because I
I
remember.
don't like Chucky. I don't like Chucky because I had nightmares with the Chucky, and one time I watched it, I was like, oh
I
Lord.
remember, I'm gonna tell you the
No.
story with Chucky, and that's how I became desensitized from scary movies.
Okay.
Is that I remember it's kind of like I was standing right there. I don't know where that memory I had. So what happened is that I think because I started walking like around the age of 3 or 4. That's why my mom was worried I was never gonna walk or like I was having issues with my brain
Yeah.
because of an accident I had
Yeah.
when I was small. So
Yeah.
anyways, long short story. I remember that I watched the Chucky trailer. My dad
Yeah.
scared the heck out of me when I was in Mi Araña.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
Yeah, la araña. Yeah.
And the thing.
Which, by the way, the araña in English, you guys, is called the walker.
Yeah,
Where you
yeah,
put
yeah.
the babies in so they can walk.
Well, it took me a while for me to willing to walk because of an accident I had
Mhm.
hit my head really bad.
Mhm.
Anyways, long story story. So what happened is that I remember this vividly. When I saw the Chucky and they were like making the trailer, it was super scary, and that scared the heck out of me. He goes,
Oh, no.
started running in my walker.
Oh my god.
But the thing is that
Yes.
yeah, that got me traumatized till the age of I think 9 or 10. Until one day I decided to not be scared and actually face my fears by watching Chucky.
Yeah.
And then once I watched Chucky, I was like, oh, this movie is actually not that bad. I watch Chucky just to laugh.
Really?
I like if I wanna like they try to make it scary, but at the end of the day, Chucky is just a very funny killer possessing the doll, a kid's doll.
The weirdest thing.
And the reason why they possess the kid's doll is because a teenager actually made brujeria on the kid's doll.
Oh.
She wanted to play with the doll, and of course, I think he ended up killing the teenager,
Yeah.
did the brujeria and everything. And then when Chucky's brides, movie
God,
was made,
Chucky's right. Oh
it
my
was
gosh.
hilarious.
I see the
Like
memes and
I
I crack
laugh
up. I look
because
at it and I'm like, oh my
I
god.
laugh.
I love the memes they come up with where they're like the toxic one, and I'm like,
Yeah, and
text so many.
the funniest thing is that the funniest thing is when they actually made Chucky have his face stitched.
Yeah,
I can like at the beginning it's just scary, but then once you watch the movie again and again, it's just funny.
really.
Yeah, because he's just a dude that is unhinged. Literally, it's just an unhinged dude, a
Yeah.
killer that literally is just possessing a kid's toy. And the reason why he kills people is because he's a criminal.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not killing people because he's a ghost.
Interesting.
He's just killing people because he's a criminal.
Right.
And people want to kill the doll because he's the criminal. It's like a criminal that they are aware of.
Yeah.
That's really what the Chucky story is based on. He's just a criminal.
That's
Why I like it because it's not like, oh, I'm a ghost, I'm
Yeah.
possessed. You know, it's actually a guy that it's actually a guy that when he was alive, he was a criminal.
right, right.
He would have stabbed people just for the love of the game.
I just remember seeing
Like Oppenheimer. Just imagine Chucky is Oppenheimer. He got possessed by a dog.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I can't really talk a lot about scary movies because again I was introduced not by my parents because my parents used to have a very strict rule at home. You know, those son del diablo, which they are from the
Yeah,
devil.
they are.
You know,
They really do.
but
Mysticism.
but I saw that because of my mama's family side. It was my cousins were Christian, no, you ain't. Shut up. You stop. You know what I'm saying? So they were into all of these things, and I was the only one in the middle, like praying for all of these. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But anyways,
So for me,
that's why I only get along with my bros.
well, for me, I usually like scary movies because it just touches a little bit of the psyche of people.
Yeah.
Like, I usually would watch scary movies just to analyze it.
Interesting.
I wouldn't watch it because that's my entertainment. It's the analyzation of the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Like for example, if I were to watch a Scream, right? I watch a Scream, no Scream. Scream, which is what the first movie of scary movie is based on. It's actually just a guy that kills teenagers.
That's nuts.
That's the reason why. He's just an assassin.
Crack up is on the slow motion on those little cats, and I'm like, oh, that's so crazy.
For example, I think in the second movie of
because you're being chased by someone with a knife, and you still have time to be like, oh my god, my hair in a sprinkler.
Oh, okay. I know which scene specific you're talking about. It was fun. No, actually, that's the thing. The thing about it is, like I say, when you actually are in that situation, you really don't become aware of your surroundings.
No.
Like, just imagine somebody's chasing you with a knife. You really don't become aware of your surroundings.
Oh, baby, I would run so quickly.
Yeah, no, that's literally what Scream is. The Scream is literally a guy who kills girls that he likes. He's actually a killer.
Have you watched, so when you were growing up, have you watched a lot of more comedy movies, or is it a mix of everything?
Well, when you say when I grew up, you mean here in the United States or over there in Ecuador?
Both, because I feel like sometimes you know more about scary movies than what it is with comedy.
Well, the thing about it is that, let's begin on the fact that when I watch scary movies back in my homeland, my introduction to scary folklore was mostly based from grandpa and family stories. Because even though we live in the city and I was educated mostly by military school, one of the things that you have to understand is that I was trained, but I had mostly the life of a military person. So military people don't usually face fears through goals and stories because most of the time, like for example, what was scary for me is actually missing my 6 o'clock class just because I overslept. Because missing that class will mean that I will have to do 5 kilometers.
Oh my gosh!
During my physical activities before even doing my actual physical activities.
Oh my gosh!
Or like for example, if I didn't pass the test, there would be consequences at home.
Well, that's true.
That's
scary.
It wouldn't be being grounded. It wouldn't be. I would be punished at home, and then I would be punished in school. I would do extra training.
It's like a double whammy.
Yeah, because I went to private school on the military by the Navy.
So that's different.
Yeah, that's the reason why I have so much discipline, because discipline was engraved in me since a very young age.
Right.
When I came over here, I watched scary movies. I watched scary movies like The Scream, Freddy Krueger, which is Nights of Elm Street.
Oh, no, I said that.
Movie.
Hold on. The guy
Nine.
with the smile. What's it called? The Joker.
Joker. No, that's Batman. That's something else.
No, I know, but that's kind of scary too.
No,
When I
but-
saw the Joker,
Yeah,
when I saw it with you.
yeah, but that's actually more like superheroes though. Well, anyways, long short story. When I watch scary movies here in the United States, those scary movies most of the time I see it as an entertainment because I'm not scared of the occult or of evil thing of evil spirits because at the end of the day I'm more scared of what might happen in actual life at the moment.
And what I always think is when they're writing these movies, what is it? How do they get inspired? Because
What I have with writing a movie for a scary movie is that I'm gonna tell you the truth. Nowadays, most of the scary movies are just trying to make a quick buck,
yeah, and they flop
and they flop because
because they don't even go sometimes on film, but they just Netflix, Peacock,
no. Like if I were to make an actual scary movie, like if I were to
or
write,
Tubi.
if I were to write an actual scary movie, I would actually look. If I were to write an actual scary movie, what would the title be?
What?
You know what the title be?
What?
The title would be oh my goodness.
I forgot.
I forgot. But you know what the title would be? It would be the title. It would be the title in the middle.
In the middle. Why?
In the middle. I would actually do the story of Sandy Hook.
Okay, that's creepy.
You want to know why? Because it's actually happened.
Yeah. No, because that yeah.
I was just call it in the middle. But what we
See, and I don't even like some of the songs either because some of the songs are inspired by that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would say in the middle. And you know how would start the movie?
With the kids running. With
the kids with the
oh my gosh, shut up.
That's right. But the thing is that I would make a really good scary movie because I would base it on real life.
Yeah.
And then I would usually see how the media and politicians don't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
Because actually, the demons are not under your bed.
Yeah, they're alive.
The demons live with you.
Exactly. That's cool. Oh my god.
It's a good scary movie.
Oh my god, I just got chills.
You see?
That's cool.
Lloró. Yeah. I just need to put as the face
Yeah.
of Alex Jones.
Oh my
Somebody who lies.
Exactly.
Just to cover for a party that is
I just got chills. That's crazy.
A party that they say that defend kids more than anything else.
Exactly. That's scary.
You see?
That
You
is,
see?
and I will never sleep at night.
With a pop case,
no.
with a pump.
I don't even know why they made that song. You know, okay, so you know,
Faster than my
oh,
mom.
ay, cállate, ya me está dando
You
chills.
see?
Yeah.
It's scary. It's not scary.
You woke up the boys
It's
already.
not scary saying, Chucky, ooh, I'm going to stab you.
It's
Get out of here, man.
no, that's what I'm saying. That's scary.
That's funny. As scary as knowing if you
Sorry, you guys, I get
It's
scared.
scary is sending your kids to school and don't know if they're going to come back.
And that's why my babies are going to be homeschooled.
That's scary. Scary.
Because if I'm not going to be a teacher with them and I'm not going to carry, conceal and carry, no, baby, it's going to be open and carry for me when I have my.
No, I'm going to be considered carry once I become a citizen.
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Yeah, because right now I'm in like, I'm still a legal resident. I cannot own.
Yeah. But I can.
Yeah, you can, but I don't want you. I mean, that's
See, if anything happens, if anyone tries it, they're gonna die with style because I'm gonna make sure mine has something sparkly, a little dazzle, if you will. It's gonna be pink and little diamonds all around mine.
Well, but that's conversation for another day.
Okay.
Because
You just brought it up, and I'm just like, ah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's a scary,
That is
really
scary.
good scary movie. And you know what's the funny thing? That most of the people who watch scary movies are teenagers.
Yeah.
Just imagine if they watch that. Oh my God, you would change a whole generation. But the thing about it is, I think that movie wouldn't be accepted.
No.
You want to know why? Because
They want to cover things under the sun.
Anyways, but that's a different story.
You want to know? Okay, go and since we're talking about shows and stuff, let's talk about novelas for a bit because that's my expertise.
Okay, let's talk about because I think I've talked too much about my.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it's almost an hour, but
oh really? Oh my
yeah,
gosh!
it's almost an hour, and we just went over a bunch of stuff that I like. How about you? We can put some 20 minutes in our
I don't want
conversation.
to bore the people. Okay, fine.
Okay,
Novelas.
people.
Novelas. I feel like novelas are cringy, but also novelas show what happened in in the real life community as well. Real life.
I mean, yeah, it's true.
But But some of them could be really cringy, especially when they put that camera all up in your face and it has this dun dun dun. Oh, por ejemplo, La Betty La Fea, right? From Betty La Fea, I love it. And it's not scary. It just angers you. Because if you think about it, now that I'm grown, the villain is actually Betty. It's not Marcela Valencia.
Oh my God! Okay. You saw I saw Betty La Fea. I know the plot. I know
So,
the
okay,
whole thing.
let's talk about it this way. Betty was more so as the most innocent girl, not doing any harm, not doing, like just being at home con Don Hermes and blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
The real villain is her. Now, why is it her?
It's not her because she's actually the main protagonist.
No, not really.
You mean
No, she is the main protagonist, but I feel like it was written so good, but at the same time, it was really
I mean something.
poorly like written at the same time. Like I think the perspective you get when you're grown, it's like, okay, let me rewatch everything again. Actually, Betty, you knew that Armando Mendoza was with Marcela Valencia. You knew that they were having issues. And even though Armando was trying to use you to get back Ecomoda, which is the company, you still proceeded to go with your flesh.
I never would think about it.
And so she said, since this man ain't really in love, and even though he's trying to save whatever he has with Marcela, I'm just gonna snake my way in. That's the spirit of Jezebel.
That's how I never thought about it. Because the thing about Betty is that only Betty is mostly novela based on like, okay, you can achieve your dreams as long as you work hard, even though
Working hard and working something else all the way to the top. Think about it.
to the top of corporate America.
Uh-huh. And all of a sudden, she became president of Ecomoda. And she took everything, and the Valencia family was actually part of the corporation. So it's like she just snaked her way to the top.
I mean, but that's how you.
So for me, now that I see Betty, and when Betty is like crying, okay, you guys, if you guys know what I'm talking about, just go back to those episodes where she finds the bag and she starts crying and saying, ay, Nicolás me mataron otra vez. Well, why do you think they did that? You saw that the man was in a relationship in the first place. Hello, deja el show, being so dramática. But that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, that was the villain of the story. Now that I am grown, I'm like, dang, Marcela, I really judge you. But at first, also, it was Marcela's fault for being so toxic. So that actually gives, a vision to the man that any woman can be toxic as well. Oh, Apple and Coco need to go out, you guys.
Yeah. No, so yeah. Well, the thing about the novela is also, well, because the way I saw it, in my opinion, is that it was mostly that's not the way I see it, because I never seen it that way. Like, oh yeah, that maybe she used it on her own gains and stuff.
Instead of her helping Marcela to gain back whatever she had, where that would have been different. If Armando be like, oh my God, well, she's trying her best. Well, let me get to know her differently, instead of like, and her falling into the trap that she knew exactly what trap she was falling in.
Funny thing, because even though Betty was the one of this, that's actually very, very big.
And that also shows that some men can be liars, not you, baby, but a lot of men can be liars from saying, I will promise you I will do this and this and this if, if you continue doing whatever you're doing to help me go to the top. That's just how it is.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but the thing about it is also, it doesn't think. The thing is that.
And then at the end of the day, she's still portrayed as the victim. Yeah. When the victim of the story was actually Marcela. But anyways, you guys, I think we've been all over the place.
Oh my God. Well, that's part of the swirl. That's actually the reason why we did this podcast, because just like the swirl live stream, you don't know if you're getting chocolate or vanilla.
Exactly. All right. So
anyways, well, we still got like 5 minutes. So, and one of the things that we can say about actually, now you got me to Betty La Fea now.
Sorry.
Because one of the things.
There's no novelas that I think about that I've seen, and I'm like,
yeah, but I'm going to tell you one thing though, and I think this is something that maybe some people can take home from this podcast.
Yeah.
Because one of the things I noticed, because I work in corporate America.
Yeah.
I work in corporate America.
Right.
And one of the things I noticed when I rewatched Betty with you is that how in the world she never got in trouble with human resources?
Because she was always Armando's favorite.
But
That was the right
But
thing.
still, even in human resources, point of
Because she
view,
no, because she was human resource, keeping
Was
everything
she?
afloat.
Really?
Human resource was there, but she was controlling everything under the sun, thinking that Armando was the one calling the shots when it was her. Because at the end of the day, he gave her the company.
Yeah.
Because Acomoda was in that show. Acomoda was in a huge debt. And so it was easier for them to make Betty a unison company that no one else knew, and transfer all the funds and everything else to her.
Yeah, because actually,
And that's how she got everything she
Yeah,
wanted.
that was-
Then the Hada Madrina, right, comes in and says,
who's that madrina?
Catalina.
Okay.
So Catalina goes and takes Betty to Cartagena, whatever. Oh my God, yes, we're gonna
Francois.
Juan Francois. And so she comes in,
That's a guy who.
she gives her a whole entire makeover, comes back empowered, gives her, they give her the presidency, and at the end of the day, she gets the presidency, the guy, and the money, and Marcela is left in zero. And that's when the next season of Betty La Fea comes to play. Daniel Valencia dies in jail. Marcela Valencia se queda casi sin nada, so basically she stays in zero, and Betty still stays at the top and divorces Armando. Oh,
The next.
yeah. And then, according to that, the following series, she gets remarried again. I don't think I haven't really watched it because I got so mad and so disappointed when she's just trying to lure Armando back when you already have a daughter. Like, make it make sense. You're still trying to play the victim after all these years. You can't even own up to it. And Nicolas being the friend, being the bestie, in one of the new episodes that came up, she even said, but that was your fault for sleeping around with Armando when Armando was with Marcela. And that's like, and then let's not forget Betty La Fea in real life, right? Ana Orozco, I think that's her name. She was actually married to the guy that was playing with Ugo Lombardi and cheated on Ugo Lombardi with the producer of Betty La Fea. And
Well, that's what she says, but we don't know the actual.
and she played that paper so good. Ain't nobody was gonna know until the that generation grew up, and now I'm like, well, there's a twins.
And you know what's the scariest thing?
Que la pelteñida was always broke.
Pues oye, just saying.
But yes, scary? You want to know what's scary? When you can't pay your insurance and the car loans or whatever, and then you're stuck like la perteñida taking a bus. Okay, that's scary. Losing that because you're just being so picky, that's scary. Like una media rota, excuse me, you'll never find me with nothing like that. Okay?
And then
Absolutely.
And then we can end this podcast with one very famous saying that I live up to this day from Betty La Fea.
What is it? Because I know many.
El diablo es puerco.
Oh my goodness, Don Hermes. Okay.
Which in English,
El diablo es puerco means the devil is trash. No, the devil is a pig. Meaning, translating, the devil is trash. That's what it is.
I thought it was more like the devil is tricky.
Yes.
In that
Tricky,
context,
yeah.
it's the devil is tricky.
Yeah, the devil is tricky.
Remember
El diablo es
that?
puerco.
Remember that,
The devil
guys?
is tricky.
The
El diablo es puerco.
Nice, all right. And with that being said,
I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and also our Spotify, if you will, and give it a share. Thank you. And we will talk to you guys soon on our next podcast. Bye.